Good afternoon, everybody. Joining us. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Oh, I can see some people that are on this morning's Zoom. So nice to welcome you back, those that were on the Zoom this morning. Welcome also to some familiar names I can see now from Zooms that we had over the past 2 years. So welcome back to all of you. I'll start by saying what I said actually, sorry to those of you that were on the call this morning. Just to say, well, one, Happy New Year. And secondly, it's great to be at a point with travel that we're starting to really see not only the green shoots, but I think a lot more than the green shoots return to the industry. Bookings are definitely back and on the up. We've had a record 3 days since the pandemic started at Miles Morgan Travel. The last 3 days have been brilliant, and they are again today. So we're seeing that really coming through. Those of you that haven't caught up with the news today, Boris has decided that he will be unlocking England next week on Plan B measures, including, surprisingly, masks. I thought masks might have been kept in, but they're going as well. And probably for everybody on this Zoom, the most important thing we're expecting next week from Grant Shapps, the Transport Secretary, is a further relaxation on the international travel rules. It's been talked about a lot, and I think the expectation is it will return to just being no testing at all. The PLF form, the passenger locator form that many of you might have filled in if you've travelled in the last couple of years, we think that will probably remain. But thankfully, all the testing will go, which is fantastic news. And I think that will again see travel kicking on, which is wonderful. We're joined this afternoon by a very, very nice brand, I have to say. One I'm a big fan of, Cunard. We've got Sarah join us from Cunard, who's going to go through everything about Cunard, about their wonderful ships and the product that they offer. Some of you might be Cunard fans already. Hopefully, a lot of you maybe don't know so much, and so you'll learn a lot from her presentation. As ever, please, please, please ask away in the chat facility. Just tap the screen. Click your question on the chat button, and I will ask them all to Sarah at the end of the presentation. So if she says something that you disagree with, or she says something that raises a question, then please, please ask away, because that's what these presentations are all about, you getting the answers that you want. So without further ado, I will pass you over to Sarah. Over to you.
Well, thank you, Miles. Thank you so much. I really have to say thank you very much to everyone at Miles Morgan for putting these wonderful events together, because obviously it's not as easy to get out and about at the moment. So I'm really appreciative that I have the chance to speak with you all today. And please do feel free to ask any questions as we go through, because now that you have me and I can, I'm here, I would happily answer anything. And if there is anything I need to look into, I'll certainly come back to Miles and the team so that he can follow up with everybody. But if I'm going to start with my presentation, and I've got a wonderful video, so I do hope you can hear it all properly, because it's a great video that we have put together. But firstly, Cunard. I mean, I feel extremely lucky. I've been working with Cunard now for just 6 months, but I have had the wonderful opportunity to go on 2 of our ships, which I'll talk you through my own experience as we go through the presentation. But the one great thing about Cunard, I believe, and I think everybody at Cunard believes, is it's such a wonderfully iconic brand. And I think there was actually a question on one of the quiz programs recently about which is the brand cruise line that everyone thinks about, and the British brand and so forth. And it's great because obviously most people have heard about Cunard. We have obviously 3 ships in our fleet currently, with our 4th to come, which is extremely exciting because that will grow our capacity so much. And it's going to be really wonderful to be able to be part of the team and to come out and have the opportunity to speak with you guys again about our new ship when that all is in place. So I very much look forward to it. But I think people really feel reassured with the Cunard brand. They know it, they like it. And I think above all, it's the level of service. And I'll talk to you a bit more about our White Star service as we go through. But it is the service that our staff provide. And I think that comes from everyone that I see working for Cunard. Everyone truly believes in the product that we have. and they really, more than anything, value each and every one of our guests who come on board. We know that it's you guys who we want to go over and above with in the service to make sure that you have the best experience of Cunard when you come on board. As you can see on the first slide, we've got the wonderful funnels, which obviously everybody resonates with ourselves. I'm hoping that some of you will have seen the new fantastic campaign that we've had in press recently, the Fine Line, obviously talking and promoting again some iconic images with our lovely bellboys who everyone knows think about when they think about the Cunard. But it is what does make people keep coming back to Cunard. And hopefully, guys, for the people who have actually travelled with us in the past, it'd be lovely to understand what it is that makes you come back with Cunard, or if you haven't, what have you heard about that makes you really want to experience the wonderful product? And hopefully today I will make it even more exciting and more engaging, that you really know you want to come on board with us soon. So I feel we really tried to go, as it says in the advert, every single personal touch, every extra mile. That's something that everybody really stands true to and really works hard to deliver. But here we go. I will hopefully get, let's see if we can get this to work. No, sorry, let me try. It's never easy when you're doing it remotely. Apologies, everybody, but hopefully this will work now. I hope that all came through and you could hear that okay. Sorry, I know there's sometimes a few little tech. Oh, apologies. Right, I do apologize. I'll try to move on. But I wanted to talk to you really about what we've got in market at the moment. And as you can tell, I'm very much getting used to the whole Zoom training. It's definitely not without its challenges, but we have an awful lot in market at the moment, which I think really makes it a really exciting time to actually come ahead and book with Cunard. Now, I will talk about, which I'm sure everyone wants me to talk about, our summer 23 launch, which the embargo lifted yesterday, so everyone can now hear about it and hear about the exciting places we've got to. But most importantly, at the moment, we do have our major campaign, which launched in the market on the 21st of December, and it runs through to the 28th of February. Now, the great things about this campaign is that never before have Cunard ever introduced a 5% low deposit. So this is fantastic for us. It gives everybody at Miles Morgan something to really go out there and really promote to their clients and potential clients. And I think, that allows you to feel comfortable knowing that you're getting able to book this wonderful cruise with us with just such a low deposit, which is brilliant. But also, in addition to that, we've got additional onboard spend. Now, I have to be honest, I've looked at some of these and I do sometimes wonder, how people can say no to these wonderful offerings. But if I look at one of our transatlantic crossings on the 8th of March, it's up to $250 for a couple in one of the staterooms. And when then booking, if people are potentially looking to go in a Queen's Grill, for example, at the moment, it's now up to onboard spend value of $550. So there's some amazing reasons why to book. And also, lastly, and I can't underestimate how important this piece is, but the flexible transfer policy, that is there. And I think that's something, obviously, that we know everybody really truly values having that at the moment. The sailings are from now until 2023, our Asia programme. To obviously secure that a wonderful additional onboard spend, as I'm sure if you've travelled with Cunard before, and if you haven't, that is applicable when you book a Cunard fare only. We do have early saver fares in market, but to secure all of those additional pieces, it will be against the Cunard fare. Oh, apologies. Okay, sorry. And as I say here, these are just reconfirming the additional things that we've got in the campaign. And I think it's a really attractive offer, and I hope that you guys think so too. Now, some of you, if you are previous guests with us, could potentially have a future cruise credit, which I think now is definitely the time to sort of redeem that, because not only do we have this wonderful offering in the market, but as people may or may not know, our Queen Elizabeth ship normally sails in Asia during 2022, and unfortunately we weren't able to go ahead with that program. So we have got 17 wonderful new voyages on sale at the moment. The first launch is on the 20th of February from Southampton over to the Canary Islands. Now, there are an amazing array. So I appreciate that for some of the, for this market, that, you know, for some of the guests, potentially people are looking to book further out. But if people are really just wanting to have something to look forward to and really make the most of the trips, then please have a look. We've got the lovely sailing over to Norway. So potentially you might get to see the Northern Lights, which is always something that people are desperate to see. But we've also got a wonderful sailing through the Panama Canal and over to Alaska. So I would highly recommend, if you're looking for something and you do want to go soon, we do have some great fares out there, particularly on the Queen Elizabeth sailings as well. Now, what I would say, we did introduce some really competitive pricing over to the Northern Cape, a short trip to Amsterdam, the Western Med. So if that's something that you're interested in and you want to redeem your future cruise payment, then please go ahead and speak to one of the guys at Miles Morgan who'll be able to help you. And what can I say, but obviously everybody was waiting for this day, and being my first official big launch for Cunard, I have to be honest, I was totally excited when we were able to come and chat to everybody yesterday about our new summer 23 program launching. Now, as I'm sure you guys know, it currently isn't on sale, but it's there ready for you to pre-register for any sailings that you're excited about. Now, what I would say is, if anybody is stuck about where to go, what to do, the inspiration is here. We've got over 150 voyages. There's actually 158 on sale. Now, we will be, for anyone who potentially is a Cunard World Club member, you guys will be able to book for your select voyage on the 1st of February from 1 o'clock. For yourselves, you'll receive a 5% early booking saving on a Cunard or on an early saver fare. So I think this is something quite different to what has been done before, but we have incorporated the early savers. As you can see, they're sailing from April 23 all the way through to January 24. And there's such a mix of sailings there for you to choose from a 2-night to a 40-night sailing duration. And we've got some amazing, amazing destinations that you can go to. As you can see here, we've got wonderful. Hi. Okay. So yeah, so if you're looking for those inspirational things and you want something to look forward to, then please, this is the time. Please have a look and speak to your agent at Miles Morgan, because it really is going to be fantastic for you. As I said to you, the early saver fares are also applicable. There's a 15% deposit. Balance due date will be at 90 days before departure. And again, you get the full choice of Cunard fare benefits. So hopefully I've given you something to get excited about. And as I say, there's so much offering there. And it will allow you to really sort of, again, book something and have something to look forward to in the future, or if you do want to travel sooner, it's all there for the taking for you. But why Cunard? And I think I could literally stay on this slide and talk about it for ages, because it really is about, it's about you. It's about giving you the freedom, allowing you to make the most of your trip on Cunard, whatever ship you're sailing. And really, it doesn't matter what stateroom you travel in. Our staff are trained to the highest level, that the level of service that you will get will be fantastic. I travelled on 2 ships, and I met this couple who literally did back-to-back voyages. They were constantly rebooking with Cunard, and they were like, so where do you think we stay? Where do you think which stateroom we choose? And obviously I was like, I have no idea what's your chosen stateroom, but they always chose the inside stateroom, because they said didn't matter where they stayed or where they slept, the level of service and the recognition they get throughout the ship was second to none. And I think that really stood out for me. And they seem to know everybody on board, and everybody always went over and above to really make the most of their journey. So hopefully you'd get to experience that as well. And I think one of my standout moments when I went on the ships, I was lucky enough to go on both the return to sailings with the Queen Elizabeth and Queen Mary. And it was just the excitement and the enthusiasm that shone through from all of our staff. And I can tell I'm going to have to speed up because we're already at 70 minutes past. So I'm going to make sure I get through. But a great thing about us is the escape to uncrowded places. Our ships have more space per person against any comparable ship of the same size. I was really pleasantly surprised to see that no matter where you go, you never felt like the ship was too busy, there were too many people about, because there's so many wonderful little nooks and crannies. You can go in the ships, you can go in the library, you can go and sit down in one of the bars, have a coffee in the coffee shops. And it always felt, no matter how busy on that ship it always was a really lovely space, and it never felt too much. So hopefully you'll get to experience that too when you go on our board. And the dining choices, there's such an array of choices. Now, obviously we have our beautiful Britannia restaurants on board, so everybody knows them. We've got the beautiful pictures of the ship as you walk through, and our staff are there to greet you as you enter. But if you want to have a different choice, we do have, if you want something less formal one night, we've got the Golden Lion pub where you can go and have a curry or fish and chips and just take part in the quiz. Or, you know, we have the buffet in the Lido restaurant. So there's a great choice. We do have some restaurants that have a supplement, such as the Veranda Steak Restaurant. And I can definitely tell you and recommend to you, if you go, I would highly recommend the Wagyu beef steak. It was sensational, and it was more about the whole experience. It's an occasion when you go to these restaurants. You get to choose your steak knife. You get told all about, they come to you at the table with those trays of steak, so you can choose one. They get the sommelier to come and help you choose your choice of wine. So it's absolutely phenomenal. It's not about just going and having the meal. It's about a sense of occasion. And I think that's what we do extremely well with Cunard. And obviously you've got room service as well, 24-hour room service, which is included in the price. So if you do get to the point where you do want that little bit of extra meal, or you don't want to come out at night and you want to have a chilled, relaxed evening in your bedroom, you can certainly do that, because that is your choosing. And whether people want to be relaxed, have a more formal experience, we've got something for everyone. So hopefully that gives you a nice little taster there. And our signature Cunard experiences, our afternoon tea is truly one of the best things I think anyone can experience. We serve the main afternoon tea in our Queen's room, and particularly in our Queen's Room on the Queen Mary, it's truly a beautiful experience. I have had afternoon tea on the Queen Elizabeth and the Queen's Room, but unfortunately it was I didn't have the full experience. So when I did have that on the Queen Mary, it's truly it's just a sight to behold. All the waiters will wait outside in their beautiful white jackets and white gloves. We'll have a musician playing the harp or a thief. It's just beautiful. The setting is just so opulent. You can't help but go every day. And I didn't mean to go every day, but I certainly did. You can see our stones are branded with our beautiful Queen, the Queen Elizabeth on this one, obviously. And you can have champagne, and there's also dedicated champagne afternoon teas, which you can go and have. And on the Queen Elizabeth, that was on in the Veranda restaurant. But I would highly recommend going a couple of times, because it truly, I loved it. And I think when you experience that you would like it too. It really is a wonderful setting. And I've sort of mentioned about the sense of occasion. Cunard have always been known to be, or have people perceive them to be, very ball gowns and tiaras. And whilst there is very much the case that our customers do love that, realistically, you don't have to dress up every night. As I said before, there is the option there for our guests that if you don't want to, please, you don't have to do that. However, what I would say is these are wonderful. We have these amazing evenings, and just being part of the whole experience. I think people still quite like the opportunity to do get dressed up, and I think that's more so now, following the situation that we've just come out of, and people are just happy to be back on board the ships and sailing again. Our freedom to choose, it's all about you as our guests. Everything is your decision. We offer you an array of we have a full schedule of itinerary of events taking place during the day. If you want to try fencing, if you want to go ballroom dancing, it's all there. If you want to become, or you're a budding photographer, we've got great photography lessons, people who come on and teach you, and art classes. The list is endless, but there's no pressure if you don't want to take part. If you want to have a nice day sat in the library, sit in the library, read one of the amazing books on the Queen Mary. It's your choice. It's about, you can become as engaged, or if you want to spend the day sitting on deck and taking in the beautiful sights, that's absolutely up to you. It truly is no pressure from anybody. We want you to have the best time that you can have when you're with us and sailing on one of our ships. I think I love the line dancing. So top tip there, if you want to have a bit of fun and see everyone just enjoying themselves. And what's nice is that it's such a mix of ages. Everyone would come together in the activities, and everyone would have a lot of fun. So if you want to get involved, absolutely. If you don't and you want to have a chill day, it's definitely there. I definitely recommend a walk around the decks, because honestly, when you've seen it, especially first thing in the morning as you're watching the sunrise, if you're up, take a little wander around, because it's so quiet and so peaceful and so tranquil that you're just in amazement that you're sailing on these wonderful ships and having this experience all to yourself, because you do feel in those moments that you're the only one on board the ship. Entertainment. Now, as I've touched on about the fact that there's these wonderful line dancing and ballroom and so forth, but there's so much more. We have a theatre on each of our ships, the Royal Court theatres, and they are absolutely phenomenal. Each night we will have 2 showings, and you could have one of they're top West End shows. So while they're not the full duration, they're like 45 minutes to an hour, and they are brilliant. I've never seen so many people get so excited, and just having that there for the offering and for the taking, it is incredible. As I say, there's quiz nights if you want to go to one of the pubs or the bars and enjoy yourself having a quiz as a group. Go ahead, that's there for the offering. But it is, again, it's about what you want to do and making sure that you're having the best time as you can. But I would really recommend going to the theatres. The shows are at 8 o'clock and 10 o'clock, and therefore you can choose your meal times around them, and then just have as much of a fun night as you possibly can. Event voyages, though, these are something that I'm truly amazed about how much on offer there is. So we have, I had to make a little note just so I didn't forget some of these, but we have an art and design week this year. We have Anthony Inglis and the National Symphony Orchestra sailing from the 25th of October to the 1st of November. We've got the London Theatre at Sea. We've had the Royal Cheltenham Literature Festival on board. So it's such a different choice, because what we're trying to do is trying to inspire you the whole time with all the amazing activities that we have available. I get blown away about the things that we do and about what you can get involved in. And we have wonderful guest speakers who come on board as well. So our insight speakers. And again, we have brilliant people who are on the list for this year. You can tell I've got my little notes here, so I hope that's okay, because I don't want to miss anything or don't want to forget anything. But we've got Claire Balding on. Everybody loves Claire Balding. She's got more, everybody obviously watches her on Gogglebox, and I know when she's been on board, she's talked about the amazing things that she has been involved in. And you know, people love this, having the opportunity to be so up close in our auditoriums and listening to these wonderful people speaking is truly brilliant. Simon Reston, obviously the veteran of the British Army and CBE. John McCarthy, CBE, journalist, writer and former hostage. I think everybody knows all about his experiences, and to have that opportunity again to listen to these people firsthand, I think it's absolutely wonderful. One of the best things I ever heard was how when The Greatest Showman launched. I hate to say it, but it is one of my favourite movies. I've seen it so many times, but they had the launch on the Queen Mary 2. And again, it's just testament to how much people value the Cunard product and see how iconic she actually is. But now our latest partnership is with the Royal Shakespeare Company, and we are going to have 6 of their actors on board our ships. They commence on the 29th of May through to the 12th of August, and then they'll come back from the 15th of September to the 13th of November. Now, they're going to create special shows for our Cunard guests, which I think will be absolutely amazing. But as well as that, they're going to have lovely more informal events as well. So they're going to be question and answer sessions, interactive lessons. Now, who doesn't want to have, I'm sure there's some budding thespians amongst us, and who doesn't want to have that opportunity? It's truly amazing. So I feel like there is just so much. And as I say, it really is up to you, what you want to be involved in. But I think it just shows the breadth of how other partners value having the opportunity to engage with our customers, because it's truly beautiful and something that we know that our guests will really enjoy too. But I know we're sort of cracking on, but just to touch on our Cunard, the accommodation, obviously our entry level into our ships are our inside staterooms, and they are, so I have stayed in them and have been blown away about their size, but it's the attention to detail within the rooms and the level of service, like with the people who come and look after you in your room. It doesn't matter where you stay, whatever stateroom you choose, because wherever you go, you'll get the same toiletries, the Penhaligons, you get your dressing gown and slippers, you get your pre-departure champagne, which is absolutely wonderful. So you can have a nice glass of bubbles as you disembark from wherever it is you choose to sail from. And it's a wonderful choice. The balcony, obviously this is one of our balcony rooms, again, absolutely beautiful. You have your space out there to sit outside, and you know, if you're in sailing on one of the Alaska sailings or around the fjords, I'm sure having that little bit of balcony is something, a nice little treat to have. But again, for those of you who, you know, want to have those bucket list experiences and the greatest stay on board, then we do have our wonderful Princess Grills and our Queen's Grill. So they are all amazing in the Queen's Grills. I know at Christmas, all of those suites had their own Christmas trees, which is absolutely lovely. I think I would have loved to have the opportunity to go around and see all of these and count them, so I'm sure there were many on board. But you get your butler, and it's again, it's about thinking for you. It's about all the little thoughtful touches. And one of the best stories that I've been told since starting is one of my friends was traveling in the Queen's Grill. They had their dancing shoes, their heel broke off, and they just left it there in the bedroom, in the suite, sorry, and their butler preempted the situation, saw that it was broken, took that heel away and left it there and got it repaired and put it back in the room ready for that guest. So how lovely is that? They didn't ask, it just happened. So I think that's what's really nice. Obviously, when booking the Queen's Grill, you get to eat in the Queen's room, in the Queen's Grill restaurant, which is a beautiful experience. But as I say, all the restaurants on board are for phenomenal restaurants, and the quality of the food is exceptional wherever you choose to eat. And the icon experiences, one of the nicest things I heard when it was the 175th anniversary, some of you may or may not know, but the history around Cunard is that the history originates from Liverpool. So we took all our 3 ships back into the Mersey, and there were over 2 million people who actually came out to see our ships. And I just think that's a true testament to show about how much everybody, one, here sort of knows about Cunard and just truly values everything. And I wish she starts off in Japan, around Australia, and it just gives a sense of how far she actually travels. So obviously some of there, we've got the new sailings for our new program next year. Now, what a beautiful, beautiful sight, Queen Elizabeth in Alaska. Now, again, the thoughtfulness and the touches that people go to on Cunard, it's all about making it an enjoyable and creating memories for you. And what I love is obviously everyone gets up on board, they want to go out, they want to have a look and see what's at the beautiful, amazing scenery outside. Now, people are out there from 7 in the morning, you know, early in the morning. But what do we do? Now, what would you think at that point? Obviously, it might be a little bit colder. And our staff come round with trays of hot toddies and hot chocolates, provide rugs so you can snuggle up on board and really take in the atmosphere. And the buzz around the ship and on deck during these wonderfully beautiful voyages is phenomenal. So you get the chance to interact with each other. So that's really nice, because then you can, you know, make friends. I hear that people make friends and then sail again, you know, book their cruises together. So hopefully that's something that you'll get to enjoy too. And our beautiful Queen Mary. This was my second experience on board Cunard, and absolutely amazing. One of the best things I love about the Queen Mary is that not only does she sail these wonderfully, you know, she's not a cruise ship, as I should say, she's actually the world's only ocean liner with the narrow hull at the front so that she can crash her way through the Atlantic, you know, really get there, because she, you know, we all know what the Atlantic can be like on occasion, but on board you would not know what's, you know, what the sea is like. It's absolutely fantastic. and everybody loves her. And I think this is a truly, truly iconic sight when you see her coming in and out of New York. And just if anybody wants to do a round trip on the Queen Mary and doesn't want to leave their dog or cat at home, we do have our kennels where you can take your pets with you. Now, I love that. It's wonderfully, we have wonderful images around this and people talk about it all the time. We have a out on deck, we have a fire hydrant and a lamppost. So if your little animal is unsure where they need to go to the bathroom, they will be able to go wherever they like. But it is absolutely stunning. And she truly is an amazing sight to behold. She said, the decor on board is just so beautiful, as it is on all of our ships. But truly, the Queen Mary is something very special. And we've also got the wonderful, amazing Wild Voyages, where you can go up to 102 nights sailing. So who doesn't want to have a go on one of those ships? And look with our Queen Victoria, I think everybody I speak to has their own preference and their own love affair with one of our ships. And, you know, when you get to see these beautiful sights, one thing that one of my colleagues told me when they went over to the Northern Lights, they said what will happen is all the lights will be switched off so that everybody can stay out on deck and see the wonderful stars in the sky. Again, you can imagine this here as well. And I just think everybody, there is definitely a cruise for everybody. So we have our wonderful short stays, we have our longer durations. There's something that I hope everyone will be happy with. So it just gives you a sense here of these beautiful destinations that we travel to. And if you want any more information, I know the guys at Miles Morgan will be more than happy to take you through what we do have on sale. But sailing with confidence, I think what's really important is to just reassure all of you about all the protocols on board, about everyone at the moment. Currently, as Miles said, things may change. We don't know what's going to happen moving forward. Currently at the moment, there is still pre-departure testing, and you can do it. It's such a simple process to follow, to have your lateral flow at the Mayflower terminal, the drive-through terminal, or there's a walk-through tent right opposite the main terminals where you can just go and have your lateral flow. And we have a nice area that you guys can sit in waiting for the results to then go on board the ship. So it is really an easy process. And having done it twice, I can honestly say I've done both of them, experienced both, and they were both really easy. And obviously, if you have any questions, all your agents can help. But we do have our Sailing with Confidence pages on Cunard.com if you have any questions. But I'm at the end, and I just want to say thank you so much. Thank you not only for joining, but to the wonderful team at Miles Morgan for setting this up, because it's you guys who we really make a difference. And yeah, so thank you. Thank you, Miles.
Thank you, Sarah. That's fantastic. Wonderful. We have got some questions. I'll start with a couple myself, if I may.
Absolutely.
Well, actually, I'll start with an observation first. I think one of the things, and there probably are some people that are cruisers on this Zoom, is the comment that you made about the space on board, because I think probably all of us have, if we've done ocean cruises, have experienced that sea day when you are surrounded, if not inundated, by people. So I think that really is a strong, if you like, comment and recommendation for Cunard, that space on board, because it is a big issue on a lot of ships, particularly on sea days. So I think it's really relevant. One of the things I did want to ask you was about formal nights.
Oh, yeah.
How posh is Cunard? Do people need to dress for dinner every night? Is it more casual? You talked about a pub. What sort of things can people expect to do and see when they're on board for the evenings?
And you know, apologies, I have an amazing, I should have talked about this about a bit more. We have our gala nights, which everybody knows about. So we have our black and white themed nights, we have our masquerade balls, and we have got a new one, a red and gold themed night that's going to be coming. Now, yes, you know, if for people who want to have that sense of occasion and want to get dressed up, I've seen some of our guests on board, and people absolutely love it because the theme runs throughout the ship during the day, from cocktails to invites in the staterooms, all themed around the theme of that evening. However, people who do it absolutely love it, but there is no pressure. And again, it's about the freedom of choice. Should you not want to get fully dressed up, that's absolutely fine. We've got the different restaurants and we've got the different spaces on board the ship. So if you do want to have a more relaxed, be in your chinos and jumper and just be relaxed for the night, you can go to one of the other restaurants. But it is about the sense of freedom, and it's about the personal choice. So yes, definitely, and people do love it. And I think one of the most photographed pictures we see of Cunard is when people are all dressed up, but it isn't about that, and you don't have to be dressed up if you don't want to. So again, we're trying to give the choice back to the guests, and it's all about them.
Brilliant. So somebody that wants to dress up, well catered for. If you're somebody that likes the Cunard offering but doesn't enjoy the dressing up, there's still restaurants and things they can go to on board.
Definitely. And I think that's absolutely it, Miles. There's a choice for everybody.
Okay. Second question from me was about age. What sort of age profile will we see on board Cunard?
I think what with the changes the past few years, I think it's helped us attract a new audience, because obviously with all of our sea staycations and cruising being the only place you could actually go on holiday, it has helped us attract a slightly younger audience. So I think what I would say is that on some of the shorter durations, there could be a younger, but I'm talking about my age group. I'm talking about the 40s, the 50s and so forth. I think, we still have a core audience who are sort of 55 and above, but there's a nice mix, because what we have seen is that there's a lot more multi-generational families coming, which helps broaden the appeal of Cunard, because there's a wider audience of people that we're reaching.
Yeah, I think it's a broad opinion that cruises for old people, and I think quietly that is being knocked on the head, and more people that do cruise realise that that's absolutely not the case.
Yeah, and I loved it. As I say, when I went line dancing, I'm dancing with people my age, older people, a few younger people, and it was so nice because it didn't feel funny. It was great. Everyone just came together, and it's all about everyone having fun and enjoying each other's company. And that's where I think Cunard have got it right. Everyone comes together and no one feels left out, no matter what age the person is.
Okie dokie. So let's go a little bit to the question. So Richard wants to know, Queen Mary 2, or actually any of the ships, are any of them doing South America itineraries in your 23-24 programs?
Yes, they are. And I should have more information around that, but they are, and I can certainly get that, and I will get a breakdown of where they're going. But yes, that will be included. Okay,
so Richard, I don't know which your local shop is, but if you pop in and see them, they can give you all the details of a South American voyage for then. Also, and this is a real good question as well. So the new cruises, the new launch you've got for 23-4. Are there any inducements to book like Onboard Spend, like you've done in the past?
Have we done what, sorry?
Onboard Spend for people booking 23-24. Are there any Onboard Spend offers in the new program?
Oh my God, as part of our current campaign that runs through to 28th of February, there is the additional Onboard Spend. Now, this is quite considerably increased on what it was. So that is definitely there for the taking. So yes, that if you want to book before the end of 28th of February, you will see that reflected in the Onboard Spend if you're choosing the Cunard fare.
Good. So anybody that wants to book, there is an offer on the table for you of some money, which is always a great thing to have. The London Theatre at Sea, which I'm putting you right on the spot here. Do you know which sailing that's on?
I can get that. I can definitely get that over to you guys. We've got all the information, and I can share that with Carolyn so that she can communicate that around the stores so that everyone can know about that.
Yeah. Okay, Richard. If you want to get in touch, if you want to get in touch with me direct, my email's really easy. It's miles@milesmorgantravel.co.uk. Drop me an email and I'll get you a reply on that one, Richard, so you know. There are no more questions, but at the moment anyway, but I just wanted to ask you, in terms of somebody wanting to book, is there really any difference between the three ships? Or should people always buy a Cunard on the voyage that they want? I hope that makes sense. You know, should people take into consideration which Cunard ship it is, or should they just say, I don't care which Cunard ship, let's pick the itinerary I fancy?
Okay, I would say don't, whilst people will always have the ship they love, I think, and people do have their preferences, what I would say is they are all beautiful. They are all phenomenal. The Queen Mary especially I traveled on her over the Christmas period, and when you see her in all decorated, she's in all of her glory. She's absolutely beautiful. But I've been on the Queen Elizabeth, and she's just breathtaking. They all are. Because it's not about the ships as such, it's about the whole experience on board. So wherever you sail, choose it by your itinerary, because don't limit yourself, because there's just phenomenal sailings, and you will have the best experience wherever you are, whatever ship you're on. And don't forget, there's a fourth ship coming.
Yeah, I mean, I've been on 2 out of the 3, and I guess the comment I would make, as the independent bloke, because I sell cruises for other cruise lines as well.
Yeah.
The comment that I would make relating to Cunard is that the feel you get on board is hard to choose my words here. A warm, reassuring quality. So lots of teak and less glass elevator and shiny bling, and much more teak, solid, and just a feeling of quality as soon as you get on the vessel. And whilst the glitzy glam ones are very glitzy glam in another direction, Cunard has a different feel to it. It just has a feeling of quality and reassurance that's just different to the other ones. But certainly, my experience, I wouldn't have cared which of the 2 ships I went on. So I was just interested to see what you felt as well.
I totally agree. I mean, I think because of and we don't want to continually talk about the history, because some people love it, but I think it's so phenomenal. When you're standing on the Queen Mary, we've got the Hollywood Walk of Fame there. We've had such amazing people who have been on our ships, and there's an area where you can go and see all the posters. Like, we've had Charlie Chaplin, we've had royalty, we've had Churchill. So it's just, this history is truly amazing, and it's great stuff. And you walk around the ships, and especially on the Queen Mary in particular, there's all these wonderful posters around giving you great facts about Cunard and sort of where it's come from and how it was created. And I just think it is just so beautiful. It is, wherever you are, whatever ship you're on, it's just an incredible experience. And yeah, it's lovely. It's absolutely beautiful, stunning.
Fab. I will do one more bit of independent travel agent advice sales pitch, and that is I received from you the offers that come in for these departures you've got over the next few months, and I have to say the prices are exceptional. Yeah. So if anybody's watched this and is thinking about putting a toe in the water to try Cunard, it really is an exceptional time to give one of those a go, because the prices are absolutely brilliant. I look at them and think, actually, I quite fancy going on one of these.
I know, we were talking about them as a team earlier about which one we're going to book next. So it's like, yeah, definitely, this is the time to be looking, I can assure you that.
Yeah, and I think, again, speaking independently from Cunard as a general theme, these cruise lines, you've seen them bobbing around in Torbay Harbour for months and months on end, losing more money than you could ever dream about. And so because of that, let's be frank, they are going to try and recoup some of their money at some point or other. So before that happens, grab the opportunity now while the prices are so blooming good, and they are really, really good at the moment, because I think the opportunity is there at the minute. And certainly looking at restrictions, they're all easing. So the time to travel is now, I think. So do pop into your local shop and they can give you all the information. Richard, thank you. I'll make sure I get in touch with Brenda and give her the information on that cruise you're interested in, the London Theatre at Sea. So I'll get that information to Brenda so they got it in the shop for you. So thank you very much, Sarah. Thank you to everybody that's joined this afternoon. Hope you enjoyed it. If you need more information, you know your local Miles Morgan travel shop will have it. If they don't know the answer, they can get in contact with Sarah and get further information as well. So Sarah, thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you,
Enjoy
everyone.
your afternoon, everybody. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.